What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. We all know that back in the day, Jermaine Dupri had a really illustrious romance with Janet Jackson. Now, Janet Jackson is an absolute talent. Now, I have roasted her up here and there, and Jermaine Dupri, great producer, one of the best producers in the 90s. And, you know, they had a really good relationship. And of course, Janet Jackson is very beautiful, very rich, is a very, very good talent, very hardworking lady. He was dealing with her. And you can imagine that, you know, because Jermaine Dupri is a very short man. Being uber successful is one thing. But listen to this. To get Janet Jackson is a whole other. Imagine, like most ugly dudes that listen to my show, most of y'all, okay, let you get somebody like Beyonce. As dusty as most of us are, what would dating Beyonce do for our dating pool? It's the number one thing. It's like, oh my God, what is it about him that she's looking at? You know, it's just like you dating it's just basically validation. You can be 4'2", but if you're walking around with Janet Jackson, other ladies are like, well, shit, if she's dealing with him, why I'm not dealing with him? I mean, it's one of those things that women kind of feel like, I don't know why it's like that, but it's competition, right? So now here's what's happening here. And this is what happens with a lot of black men. We're in a new stage that he was already getting a lot of girls, but now he's getting the women that, you know, possibly maybe that had held a little bit more weight in the industry, you know, and he even said it like, listen, I'm getting women coming after me that I never thought would come after me. So booty clapping sounds, yeah, he wasn't able to control himself sexually. He was doing whatever he wanted to do. And, you know, he owned up to it. And Janet Jackson also said that, you know what, he was also a workaholic. He worked hard and, you know, she would not see him for 3 weeks in a month. And when he would come in, he would go right to the club. And you know, that's why it ended. So he said that this happened. I'm not gonna, you know, talk shit about her, because let me say this. Men can be the reason why relationships, and even if it's the manosphere, we can't be like, you know, women when, you know, things happen to them and they always blame the guy. He actually said he messed up. I'm not dealing with her other relationships. He said he made a mistake. Fine. But see, my issue is that many people were dragging him because he cheated on Janet Jackson. I just want to know one thing. You know, I want to make something a little bit different, because, you know, a lot of people, when you have a good looking lady that's very attractive and she's, you know, as some of my white friends would say back in college, she's smoking hot. And oh, how could you cheat on her? Like, do you know how beautiful she is? Do you know this and that? Let me just kind of address this argument, because I believe that some people are stupid also and don't want to look at that. Like, what if the lady is an asshole? Okay, now I know that she's beautiful. I know that she looks good. What if she's an asshole though? I'm dealing with this situation because you have a lot of guys who are dealing with an attractive woman. Some guy is saying, you know what? I really want to get a relationship. But bro, why? She's so beautiful. And you know, a lot of guys get, and maybe Jermaine Dupri, you know, he's a class act. Maybe he doesn't want to say anything to, you know, that it was about her that was offensive. It is her documentary that premiered on Lifetime. So he probably still wants to be with her, stuff like that. So, you know, he doesn't want to paint her in a bad light. I get it. But do you know there are a lot of women who are controlling? I don't care how good they look. If you're controlling, you're controlling. If you're needy, you're needy. He's not going to say that. Insecure. Okay? Because the reality is this. Let me say this. If a man cares about you, he's going to make some time for you and not make time for the other guys. Now, obviously, it had to be something there. I won't go into that. But in general, a lot of men all the time are getting dragged for why it didn't work out with the girlfriend. Let me just say this. At my age, there are a lot of people, when you look at them on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter and Snapchat, whatever, all these people using these crazy things. You look at them and you think that their life is just going in such a good way. Everything is going in a great fashion. All of this. But then here's what happens. And I want to discuss it. You don't know that it's really some jacked up stuff going on. There are a lot of guys, for example, with the Devon and Megan Good, Devon Franklin. Many, just last year, they were talking about how much they love each other on social media. Couldn't guarantee you that, hey, guy's probably going through a sexless marriage. He hasn't even sniffed the cooch in 3 years. But on the outside looking in, you're saying to him like, yo, bro, you're married to Megan Good. Your life must be great. Man, his life could be awful. All right? Good looks get you in, but they don't keep you. And a lot of guys are with a woman that's very, very attractive right now, and they hate and they dread going home every day. Like really asking God, what can you do to get me out of this mess? You know that there was a show called Cheers, like everybody wants to go where everybody knows your name. Maybe that I forgot the song, but you guys know that, right? Yeah, Fat Norm and all those people, right? They would go to this Boston bar, and the theme of it is like, these guys are married. They would hate going home. They don't want to go home to their wives. Guys are miserable. You look at her like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. She's Janet Jackson. She could be making a guy miserable. Now I know what you're gonna say. Well, why doesn't he want to leave and all sorts of stuff? And I get that too. But a lot of guys are cheating on a beautiful woman out of being unhappy. I'm not justifying it because you should still leave, but just because, oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, how could you do this? How could you? What do you mean? Okay, there are a lot of unhappy men out there in relationships with women who don't even want to tell the full story out of just being a man, not really relaying as to why things are happening. I'm not justifying it, but I'm just saying there's still more two sides to every story. And you're really just not gonna know. Many guys every day are with a beautiful, attractive woman, can't stand her. Cannot wish that she would go on a vacation. Baby, can you please go? Go to Jamaica, go for a week, go for a month. Don't even care if she's cheating or not. Just go. You know how many men are like that? I can't wait for you to go somewhere else. Like, go, like, let me miss you. Just leave. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.